Well, hey there. We are just opening up a new field and it's a little sticky out. We got some rain yesterday and last night. So we're definitely gonna need the safety pole today. I'm in the 225. Our trucks all have these hooks on them in the front. And you can hook them in here at the tractor, and then there's this pin that shuts, and it safely pulls trucks, aka safety pole. But we have our 225 on here. Usually we have our quad track on this thing, but it's not like it's that wet. It's just sticky to where the trucks might need a little assistance getting tugged. And now we wait for the trucks to come in and get stuck. Welcome to the Red River Valley of North Dakota. A land flowing with milk and honey. You're watching Beet Farmin Mitch. Here come the customers. Also, thanks to my Uncle Rick for the CHS hats and the jacket. I appreciate that. God bless you guys. Well, nobody's gotten stuck yet, but it's definitely a little sticky out here. Well, first customer coming up.
So you're gonna take those 24 rows out, that's your headland, so make sure your tank is pretty much empty or close to empty so you can maneuver when you hit the end there. Yeah, I know what you're saying there. Yeah, I put them in there before we left the yard. Okay, then Adrian, you take a right, then you just go down the pilot right there. Down forward.
Simple as that. Piece of cake. We're pulling Roy out. Yep, it's pretty slick out here today. So we keep stopping and pulling under him because we're still opening up our headland. If we were just digging back and forth, we'd be able to keep driving. But since we aren't, we gotta stop. And we're digging right on a ditch, so he keeps sliding down to the bottom. Well, we got Roy out. Now we gotta go pull Rigo up to the harvester here. We're shuffling them in and out. They keep getting stuck in this ditch. got them looped around, so we're gonna release them, pull the pin. Stop. There we Well, we are done with pre-haul for the year actually now, so hopefully you enjoyed our little safety pole adventure there. But to finish us out for this week, I think we're gonna finish out with some navy beans. So yes, you know, my girlfriend Jenny would always joke, oh, navy beans, are those the ones that look like Tic Tacs? Yes, yes they are, minty fresh. But yeah, so these beans are running pretty nice here. There's nice, good hopper, nice full field for the most part on this here. And we're peeling up to the truck here. We gotta throttle down with edible beans because we don't want to split them and we don't want to smear them, and we want to treat them delicately. We're handling the navy beans like babies here because they're delicate. Look at all those. Actually, you know what? They're Tic Tacs. That's right, minty fresh. You can smell it in here. And there they go. Navy beans are a pretty fun crop to combine. Not quite as like big and bushy as pinto beans, nor are the beans as big as pinto beans. It's kind of fun seeing like a white bean spilling out of the auger. So that's kind of neat. They do generally yield a little bit less than pinto beans, a couple hundred pounds an acre, usually less. Sometimes they can be up neck and neck. Man, I got the mid-afternoon sleepies today. You know, it's 4 o'clock, and usually 4 o'clock usually isn't my tiredest time of day. Usually I'm the most tired at like 1 to 2 o'clock, like an hour after you eat lunch. You know, you're just full and you're digesting and my body just slows down. But 4 o'clock it is today. Got an apple, maybe that'll keep me up. From the orchard at our farm. I think it's a Honeycrisp. This is a great apple. So I was reading through the book of Micah the other day, and it was I couldn't help but laugh. I was reading and it said, quote, "Rise and thresh," end quote. And I don't remember the exact context on it. I think it was in the context of talking about daughter Zion or Jerusalem. But I thought it was the funniest thing. Rise and thresh. And here I am. Rise and thresh. It's pretty often that I come across something in scripture that just makes me love farming and something very relatable. You know, like the parable of the sower and farming in Matthew chapter 13. That's a good one. There's lots of other little scriptural tidbits like that, like the winnowing fork. The winnowing fork, back in the day, the Hebrews used, when they'd have like a threshing floor, they would like stomp the grain out with like oxen, or like they'd have like these little tools, I think, that would whip it out. And then they'd have like a winnowing fork, and basically a fork that you'd stab into a pile of wheat, like wheat straw in the grain, and you'd throw the straw up in the air and all the grain would fall down, and then the wind would take away the straw. And Jesus talked about how he is the winnowing fork, here to separate the wheat from the chaff. So I always thought that was interesting and very relatable. And the winnowing fork on a combine essentially is the fan. And so the fan basically blows the chaff out the back while the grain falls down into the sieves and comes up into the hopper. So if we open up this little hatch here, you can take a look. Here's the navy beans. They're smaller, they're white little beans, and they're in a lot of Bush's baked beans. And we made it back to the yard. Well, I gotta tell you, you're in for a treat, because not only did our safety pole adventure lead us to harvesting navy beans, it also led us to mowing some roadside ditches. So yeah, we've already mowed the ditches a couple times this year. Like you can see over here, we farmed this field, and this ditch we've already mowed. I just did the tops here just a little bit ago. And that's all we're doing, is we're just doing one pass along the tops of the ditch. And if there's any like weed patches or anything, we'll pick those up too while we're mowing. I think I saw one up ahead here. Yeah, there's a patch of pigweed next to the corn here, so I think we're gonna take the ditch and go buzz that down. So I had to get turned around here, and I'm thinking this is gonna be my best bet for entering. The ditches get a little sketchy, and so you gotta just find the best spot to go in, and it'll make you pucker at times around here. Better make sure I got the mower unfolded too, because I don't want that to roll over. But here we go. It's not too bad on this one. Sometimes it gets a little sketchy though. And it's one thing looking at this from a camera, and it's another thing being in here. Because my water jug just slid way over. Oh boy. Not too bad. We made it. I remember one time I was mowing and I was like sideways in the ditch, like this way, and I looked out this right window and I could see the grass was like flat, like that. And it was because there was another ditch, but I started getting queasy, and that was like the only time I've ever gotten queasy in a tractor, because I was like, holy smokes, I'm looking out the window, but I'm looking straight at the ground right now. That was pretty wild. Yeah, you can see this pigweed a little bit better now. It's chopping it down really nice. And of course on the farm there's always something to do, so whether it's, you know, the field work, the combining, the harvesting, or whether it's sweeping the shop or mowing ditches or hauling scrap metal or cutting trees, there's an endless amount of things that can be done on the farm, and so we're always busy with something. But that's alright, that gives us stuff to do and stuff to take care of, and I don't know, I love it, I guess. I love the flexibility and the change that farming brings, and the ability to do different jobs rather than just a similar thing over and over again. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a bit of a grind during certain times, but there's joy in that too. So yeah, we had a bit of a farmer's triathlon today with the safety pole and navy beans and now cutting roadside ditches, but thanks for joining us, and don't forget to keep it sweet. This is Beet Farmin Mitch, checking out.